Is Terence Crawford unbeatable? It's a question many people are asking, and rightly so, ahead of his crunch clash for undisputed four-belt glory against big rival Errol Spence this Saturday night. And while Crawford remains unbeaten, and in fact very few have even come close to toppling the welterweight king, there are a few that have managed to give him some problems. Errol Gamboa was an incredible amateur. The Cuban emigre came into his fight with Crawford also unbeaten in 2014, just one fight removed from Terence's first world title victory over Ricky Burns, wherein he'd wrested the WBO lightweight title out in Scotland. And early on in their fight, Gamboa's speed particularly gave Crawford some challenges perhaps he hadn't encountered previously.
This kid Gamboa is very quick on his feet and with his hands.
Oh, he hurt him with the right hand.
Yeah, he staggered and dropped him with the left hand. He hurt him with the right, then the left hand dropped him. Here's Gamboa now. And he's nailed with that left hand and dropped. You're right, Larry, he was getting brave. And he was out of position. And the rest of this round, he's fighting on instinct.
Evens out the fight, I think, on our cards, right, Colonel, at 47 all.
Yeah, at the very least. But that's the least important thing right now. The thing is, can he continue the pace? He's fighting as a right-handed fighter now.
I don't know if there's a home fit, if there's necessarily going to be a hometown advantage, but there shouldn't be a hometown disadvantage. And he'll get credit for everything he does at the very least.
Oh, here's Gamboa in the process of landing some shots. Now, he dropped him, hit him with the right hand, then the left hand, and the knee went down. Because Gamboa's still on his feet. There's not a lot of time left in this 8th round. There he is again, and he got hurt again. As Gamboa was throwing his shoe-shine punches, Crawford blasted him one more time. In the 3rd, 4th, and 5th round. Actually, the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th.
Right hand landed, and now Crawford's gone back to conventional. He lands an uppercut.
Solid uppercut. And it's my belief that he hurt Terence Crawford at some stage in this 9th round. Crawford cracked him again and straightened out the right leg of Gamboa. He drops him again. That's a hard knockdown that time with the left hook.
To be a real champion.
Remember, there were stages in that round where I thought that he might have been hurt, and he drops him with a vicious left hook. He still has time to finish him off. 22 seconds, he's back at him. Gamboa's totally out on his feet. Can Crawford catch him one more time? There's no quitting Gamboa. He keeps battling, falling forward. Uppercut, drops him again. It's all over. Terence Crawford has stopped Gamboa.
Now, as you can see, Gamboa had his moments, but even after buzzing Crawford in the 9th round, he was dropped twice, 4 times in total throughout the fight, and Terence "Bud" Crawford decided to close the show. It would be a number of years until we saw Crawford tested to anything like that extent again, but it did come in 2018 against another former very good amateur in Jose Benavides Jr. Not always known for his discipline, it has to be said, but seemed to be really motivated for this particular fight. Probably a case that was helped by Crawford taking a swing at his hated rival the day before at the weigh-in. Benavides, funnily enough, slipped that shot. It's a shame he didn't slip a few more in the fight itself, but his pressure, educated pressure and dedicated body attack did give Crawford pause for thought.
That's what Benavides needs to do. He needs to go down to Crawford's body.
But his sense of himself as a fighter was based on those sparring sessions. He's never been in with anyone like that, except for when he was a kid.
Interesting moment right there as Bud came in and then the right hand came in at a downward angle. Good exchange right in the center of the ring.
And there's a difficulty basing your sense of yourself on sparring, also something that happened almost a decade ago.
Right now, Benavides is having some success.
He is with that right hand, Tim.
Straight right hand, and also, like the champ said, he's catching Crawford on the way out. Crawford had a tendency of doing so, getting off and coming right back.
Crawford comes in, left hand, right to the body. Good exchange to close out the eighth. Put that left hand right to the body. He wants to try to draw him in again. Wasn't successful earlier in doing so. Let's see what Benavides comes up with here as Crawford looks to unload. Pushes him back. A right hand came with it from Benavides.
This is exactly what Crawford needs to do. He needs to stay close, work the body, blocking counter.
Benavides with an offensive output. Crawford comes right back. Short left hook from Benavides.
Sitting on the ropes and shaking his head is not how he wants to end this fight, however.
Oh! Crawford gets him! My, oh my! What a shot!
Crawford, despite winning that fight with just, 12 seconds to go? No, sorry, 18 seconds to go in the final round, would later admit that Benavides, to that point, was his toughest challenge at welterweight. Crawford, by now, of course, a 3-weight world champion, having been undisputed at 140 as well. Benavides would later say he fought Crawford on one leg, testament to the fact that his leg had been troubling him for many years since he was actually shot in the limb some time ago. We won't go into the details of that here. But suffice to say, both he and this was echoed by Spence, funnily enough, probably trying to score some points, that Crawford beat a one-legged Benavides and still had trouble in doing so. And then we saw what many people consider the knockdown, the first knockdown in Crawford's career, or the first one that he suffered. Certainly he's dished enough of them out. And that's against Kavalakis, easy for you to say, otherwise known as Mean Machine. They met in 2019. Again, another unbeaten foe for Crawford. And this one tried to impose his size, his pressure, and his knockout power. And had some success, particularly with the right hand, before getting ground down and a final lead right uppercut counter. Can it be a lead right uppercut counter? It was a right uppercut from the southpaw stance and a crushing counter that finished Mean Machine's night. But until then, he'd had plenty of success, and particularly in the third round, many people thought Crawford was very fortunate not to have a knockdown counted against him when he did touch the canvas after getting rocked by a big shot.
World champion, they give the underdog a great chance. Sweeping body shot from Bud Crawford. This crowd is loving this title fight already. The unexpected drama thanks to the right hands of Kavalakis.
Kavalakis just got to let his hands go, Dre. That's all he got to do. Every time Crawford gets close, he needs to just let those bombs go. He's hurt right now. Kavalakis is hurt with that shot.
And Bud senses it here. A minute to go in round 5.
And again, I'm not sure from Kavalakis if I do anything different.
Look at that. Look at that. That's what you got to do right there.
There's a left uppercut from Crawford. He steps right into that kitchen.
He's smelling it now. He's orthodox now. He smells the knockout.
And now, as a righty, Crawford comes in. There's a 3-punch combination from the champ. Oh, and Kavalakis comes back and lands a combination zone. And Crawford just nails him.
Kavalakis got to let that right hand go. As soon as Terence Crawford gets close, he needs to throw a right hand, a looping right hand. He needs to throw a shot at Crawford to back him up off of him.
He's throwing, he just ain't backing him up.
Crawford very comfortable standing right in front, punching between punches as Kavalakis drives him straight back and ties up. And that'll get him through round number 8.
Crawford took that last round off, and
he's got a rhythm to him right now.
Yeah, he's back.
Oh, a lunging left hand. That backs up Kavalakis. Then an uppercut. An absolutely brilliant uppercut.
4, 5, 6, 7. Hey. Terence Crawford made up his mind, and I'm going to stop you for hurting me. And I'm going to do whatever I have to do to get that done, whether I'm in a southpaw stance or the right-hand stance. And Kavalakis felt every bit of Terence Crawford tonight, and he realized that his levels to the game, and this dude has an intensity that's different than most.
And here's the end of the fight. Terence Crawford again attacking with that looping left hand. It was available for him earlier. And here it is again. Nice little uppercut coming around. Down goes Kavalakis.
Remember, he is one of the best closers in the business. Let's watch.
So this is what we at Seconds Out consider to be the 3 toughest fights of Crawford's career thus far. He's had to overcome those 3, of course, and many more. Will he be able to say the same after he takes on Errol Spence on Saturday night? He will certainly bring a combination of qualities that Crawford cannot say he's faced in one boxer until this point. Yeah, we can't wait for Saturday night.